Hey yo, what's going on? This is the Brothers Show. I'm DC,
And I'm JB.
and we're the brothers. We took a little break. We did two videos back to back, so we gave you all a little bit of time before the next one. Um, but we're back with you, talking about things that you all want to hear about. We know you're just dying to hear our opinions.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, we got to give them to you. Don't forget to comment and rate and subscribe. Yes, to the Brothers Show. We got a lot of good shows coming up for you. We'll have some guests and things like that. But today's show, um, starting out, I guess we talk about it's today. What's the 27th,
27th. Well, 28th.
February 27th, 28th, something like that. But those of you all who are on Twitter, you know, we got to give you the most recent Twitter beef
Right.
or Twitter news. Basically, I think over the weekend was it this
Yeah, I
weekend?
think so.
Yeah, this past weekend, it was head-to-head combat. Ciara and Rihanna, they went ham on Twitter. I think it started with I did a little bit of research, not too much, because you know it's Ciara and Rihanna, but um, it started with an interview that I think Joan Rivers was giving
Fashion Police.
Ciara. Yeah, she was giving Ciara, and she had asked Ciara something about something Rihanna was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And Ciara just kind of went off topic and said, well, you know, Ciara didn't treat me too well. You
Rihanna.
know, yeah, Rihanna didn't treat me too well when something had happened. I don't know. So it turns out Joan Rivers actually called Rihanna,
Oh,
you
wait.
know, a witch would it be? And it kind of got misconstrued or whatever. Somebody thought that Ciara had called her that or
No, that was pretty clear what was
something.
going on.
Yeah, something like that. But anyways, Twitter beef going on between Ciara and Rihanna, and they're like, oh, you know, they're going on Twitter. And Rihanna's talking about, oh, so you think you hard now, and you know you hood, and Ciara's like, don't let me catch you on or off the stage, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, it's Ciara and it's Rihanna,
Right.
so
Well, I don't know, because it was kind of interesting, because Rihanna kind of did really kind of bash her career. Sierra didn't really have nothing to say other than, oh, you don't want to see me on the stage or off the stage. But then Sierra said, well, I like to see you book that stage, which I thought was very good. I didn't think Rihanna had it in her. I thought it was awesome. I laughed at it.
well, I mean, to me, it just goes back to the same thing with the whole Chris Brown thing. I feel like if you're a celebrity, you know what I'm saying, hold yourself to a higher standard. Rihanna didn't have to go that far. Ciara didn't really either. You know, it
Like,
wasn't really.
it wasn't the place or the time for that comment she made on TV.
Yeah.
But it does warrant a response, and I'm glad Rihanna did respond.
Well, I mean, honestly, it really doesn't warrant a response.
I think so.
Like, I mean, it doesn't take anything away from Rihanna's credibility. It doesn't take anything away from her bank account. Why should
But
she
it
even
did
care?
kind of though, because she got on TV. Sierra got on TV saying, "Oh, well, Rihanna wasn't really that nice," and it was kind of like, "Well, why? Why would you say that about her?" Making it like, "Oh, well, let me throw some dirt on Rihanna right now," because it really was. Joan Rivers didn't ask nothing about her personality. She said, "Well, what was she wearing?"
Well, I mean, again, even at that, maybe she shouldn't have, maybe Ciara shouldn't have said it, but by the same token, Rihanna, you don't have to respond, or just celebrities altogether, you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to respond every time somebody says something bad about you. If you're a regular person,
Right.
you don't have to acknowledge the bad thing. People say bad stuff about me all the time, and I just choose, you know, not to acknowledge it. Because when you acknowledge it, that's what gives, you know, fuel to the
Fire.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
From a
Rihanna, you
younger
should have just
mindset though, Rihanna, like, okay, I feel like Sierra's kind of like older than Rihanna, I think. So I guess it's kind of like a different of age thing, kind of. So it's like where Rihanna's looking at it like, oh, I'm gonna defend myself, because I think a lot of younger people like fall into that category of feeling that like they have to defend themselves, and I think at that point, that's when they go ahead and make that retaliation.
but you're in it for the music. You don't necessarily have to defend yourself against anything because you're an artist. So,
When you're Rihanna, when your fashion is a big part of your artist.
but she didn't say anything about her fashion. And even if she did, I mean, you know, you're gonna be criticized. That comes with the territory. You're gonna have critics. Uh, you're gonna have haters, as they say. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have haters and all that. So, I just don't see the importance or the significance of even addressing it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's just me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm old.
probably. And then it's kind of funny because Ciara is yet again another beef because she had that thing with Carrie Hilson earlier, supposedly.
Yeah.
So this is kind of funny that Ciara is again another beef as her career slowly dies. Well, not slowly dies, but gets kicked inside while it's dead.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I'm not on either side. I like them both equally. I just think, squash the beef. It could have been a publicity stunt. Who knows? But
especially when she apologized.
Right. Well, that was clearly a publicist, on both ends, because both of them gave these little apologies.
Quick little I'm sorry, you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it's nothing but love.
Whatever.
It's all love.
Rihanna's Haitian. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have feelings.
Yeah, just
sorry, all the Haitian watchers, if you have any.
Ooh, that was kind of. Yeah.
I love Haitians. My roommate, back in South Carolina was a Haitian.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Well, moving on. Let's see. Well, we'll move on to this topic. A friend of mine on Facebook, we always ask you all to comment, rate, subscribe. Hit us up on Facebook. Let us know anything you want us to talk about. So this is a mad shout out to my friend Nicole. I'm not going to say her last name, but she's my friend on Facebook. She's in Nashville, Tennessee. And
shout out Nicole.
Nicole, love you. We go way back. Back when I was like a teenager. But Nicole asked, she wanted us to talk about dating single parents, just some dating things, basically our views on dating single parents, bicultural dating, I guess that's interracial dating, that kind of thing. First of all, with dating single parents, how do you feel about dating single parents?
I wouldn't, I guess because it's an age thing. Like, I just wouldn't date a single parent because I really don't want any kids of my own right now. Because I'm kind of still my own kid. Like, I got to really take care of myself. So I really wouldn't want to date anybody who has a responsibility that could potentially become, mine as well. Because I'm pretty sure, like, once you get closer to single parents, you're going to have to step in as kind of like a parent figure, and I don't really want that responsibility.
Well, I mean, I guess I agree with you. I just don't necessarily agree with you for the same reason. The reason I wouldn't date a single parent, it has nothing to do with the responsibility of the child, because I feel like I'm old enough and mature enough to be a paternal, responsible figure in a child's life. However, when you date a single parent, whether it's male or female, women, if you're dating a man who's has a kid, or men if you're dating a girl who has a kid, you don't only really date that woman. You have to deal with the entire situation that comes with that child, that other parent, the drama, all of that. You kind of get adopted into that, and so that's the risk you run, especially when you like us. Then some of us, if you messing with the baby mamas, for women, if you're dating a guy who has a kid, you got that trifling baby mama who tries to start up mess, and men, if you're dating a woman who has a kid, you got that baby daddy who probably ain't paying child support, but then they got all that testosterone, and they don't, men are territorial, so you really got to deal with that drama. So I just say no for me personally, just because I don't want to deal with all that extra stuff. It's just not something I choose to do. But you can't help who you fall in love with.
Right, that is true.
But you can't help who you fall in love with. But you can make your decisions and decide whether or not you want to be with that person and move forward. Because I always believe you can't help who you love, but I can love you from a distance.
Right.
So, that's just my view on the whole dating single parents thing.
Right.
Yeah. Now, second one was interracial dating.
I am a strong advocate of interracial dating simply because I had the pleasure of going to the University of South Carolina, and it's a predominantly white or prestigiously white institution, but they have like all kind of ethnicities. They have Indians, Peruvian, Indians. That's it, Indians. Mm-hmm. They have white folk, they have black folk, and they have mixed folk. So it's like you kind of get thrusted into that whole atmosphere of like what we call the melting pot, and so you kind of can meet a lot of different people and realize that, well, hey, the only thing that's really different from us is where we came from in our skin color, because everybody's the same, and they're really pretty people. I love ethnicity. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Me personally, I'm definitely for the advancement of African American people, because I am African American. I'm not racist. I don't have anything against any other races. Me personally, I'm not attracted to most other races, and not just physically, just on a cultural basis. There's a certain type of lifestyle that I lead, and I feel like only certain people will be able to, you know what I'm saying, appreciate and kind of combine their lifestyle with mine. And I think it's more of a black lifestyle. I am pro-black. Like I said, I'm definitely for the advancement of African American people and black people in general. Mm-hmm. So, me personally, I would not personally date anyone. That's just a personal thing. I don't have anything against those people. I have friends who, are they're interracial couples, and they're happy. I think everybody should be happy. Everyone deserves happy. So if you're happy dating, or being in love with, or marrying, or whatever it is that you do, then do that by all means. And I'll be happy for you, because everybody deserves happiness. But for me personally, I don't see my happiness with someone outside of my race, just because, And then too, whoever I date, I gotta take them home to my mom.
Right.
And
be responsible with your dating.
Yeah, Mary don't play that. I'm just saying, she really don't.
I think she love anybody who you love.
No.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to Miss Stevens.
No. Just Mary.
Mary.
She got too many last names.
Mary. Why?
Oh. But yeah, that's how I feel on the interracial dating thing. What else? What else do we have to talk about?
We just need to touch on it real quick. You're kind of late with the Grammys.
Oh yeah, the Grammys happened a couple weeks ago. Really,
one of your predictions was right about Bruno Mars.
Oh yeah, Bruno Mars. He performed. I said in the last show I wanted to see Bruno Mars perform. He actually performed with another one of my favorite artists, Janelle Monáe and B.O.B. They performed together. I thought it was hot. I love Janelle Monáe. She's so different, but at her core, she is a really good vocalist, right. And that's what I like. I like just good vocalists. Janelle Monáe is that. If you haven't checked out Janelle Monáe, YouTube her and check out her cover of Charlie Chaplin's "Smile." That was Michael Jackson's favorite song. One of my favorite performances of her. Bruno Mars did a old school '60s doo-wop version of "Grenades." Awesome arrangement. Yeah. The arrangement was ridiculous. It had the whole black and white, and it was awesome.
Musically, the arrangement was really, really cool. But
however,
he should have took it down.
Bruno, we understand that you haven't quite hit puberty yet, and you still sing like a fourth grader. However, some songs are still too high for you. You should have brought that down about a half step or
and
two.
Then the way it was arranged, it was just like it was no way in the world he was going to ever sing that song that high that way.
Yeah. And that last note was,
it was a Christina moment.
Yeah.
Whatever she did.
Right. That was atrocious. Don't ever do that again, Bruno. That was an inside joke. Yeah. You don't get it. But either way, Bruno, you should have brought that down. But either way, I'm still a fan. Still a fan of Bruno Mars. Awesome. Who else had good performances?
I only saw that one, I think. Oh, who else performed?
They did the Aretha Franklin tribute. It was Jennifer Hudson, Yolanda Adams, Christina Aguilera, and she actually semi-redeemed herself. I was kind of feeling hers, and then the girl from Florence and the Machine, Florence and the Machine. Yeah. I didn't understand how she got in that. Oh, and Martina McBride. Yeah, she actually did good. Yeah, I actually like Martina McBride. She did pretty good. Who else performed? Justin Bieber did a performance with Usher. Yeah.
You don't like Justin Bieber?
Yeah. No,
didn't catch the Bieber fever. I got the cure. Ha.
Who else performed? There were quite a few. Rihanna actually performed twice. She performed once with Eminem, and then
awesome.
She performed again by herself. So mad props to Rihanna. Usually you don't get a double performance at the Grammys, so she did that.
Where was with Ciara? Ha 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 ha.
She was there. I saw her on the red carpet. Oh, but I don't think she performed. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, so like 20 seconds.
Yeah, we do. So don't forget to comment and rate and subscribe to The Brothers Show. Again, thank you for watching, and we will holler at y'all next time. And then, deuces.
Let me get kind of early.